Welcome to the Crimson Tide Connection, your home for Crimson Tide sports, and I'm joined today by the head coach of the #1 ranked Alabama softball team, Patrick Murphy. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Christopher.
You're welcome, Murph. Murph, this past weekend you went undefeated in another tournament. Just kind of talk about that tournament and what did you see from this team against some of the teams you faced down there in Florida?
Well, I think, the best thing about that tournament was we faced some really good pitching and some different pitching that we hadn't seen yet this year. Georgia Southern's kid threw a perfect game the day before. We faced her Saturday. She threw the perfect game Friday afternoon, so she was a tremendous pitcher, and it was very good for us to face her, and it was a 9-inning game, and there was a lot of adversity going on. We were down 1-0 in the top of the ninth, came back, loaded the bases with no outs, and Danae Hayes hit a double over their left fielder's head to score the 2 winning runs, so that was a great atmosphere to play in. And then Friday night, we were supposed to play the host school at 8:15. It was the last game of the day. They had sold out their park, record crowd of almost 1,100 people.
Wow.
And every game went long, so we really didn't start until I think about 10:30.
Wow.
And it was a little chilly. And in Naples and Fort Myers, as soon as it gets below 60, it's cold. So the crowd might have was a little bit smaller than capacity, but it was still a great atmosphere, and they're a very good team as well. Both Georgia Southern and Florida Gulf Coast were in the NCAA tournament last year, and I think both of them will be in it again. So it was good wins for us. We came away with that one with a 2-1 win. Jackie Traina pitched great in both of those games. But I think probably the highlight for us was Leslie Jury's pitching. She threw a one-hitter on Friday and then came back and pitched a really good game Sunday morning against a pretty good Southern Illinois team who generally is in regionals too. Almost every year they're either right on the cusp or in. And I think the same thing with them. But our bats really did a good job. We beat them 10-1. It was a 5-inning game. I think Leslie probably would have had 2 shutouts in a row if we had made a play or 2 for her.
Right.
But I was really happy with her. We had a bunch of people shine offensively. Danae Hayes hit 600. Kayla Bro hit 600. Jackie Traina hit the ball well. Haley McClenny hit the ball well again. Kayla Hunt was almost automatic in RBI situations. So I think we're everybody's still getting some playing time. Leona Lafaela got her first collegiate hit, and she smoked a double down the right field line. The right fielder, it bounced right in front of her foot and continued to the wall. She hit it that hard. She didn't even get her glove down to field it. So things are looking up for her, and we're excited to finally get to play in the state of Alabama,
Right.
and then finally get to play at home this weekend.
Well, Murph, as Florida was kind of like Iowa, where it was a homecoming for a couple of the players and yourself. Let's talk about the trip to Florida. It was a homecoming for a couple of your Tide players, too.
Yeah, it was almost like a progressive dinner Thursday night. We ate dinner at Jackie Traina's house. Her mom went all out, her whole family, friends. We blocked the street to her neighborhood with our bus. So it was a lot of fun to see everybody there. And then the second course, dessert, was at Ryan I. Murray's house, which was only about 5 minutes away. So all of Ryan's family was there, her friends, her neighbors. So again, it was a great trip. Our kids love to do that, where we get to see where their teammates have grown up. We drove by Naples High School, got to see the park where they played at since they were probably 6 or 7, and just it was a great atmosphere.
Well, Murph, the win this weekend in this tournament was your 11th straight tournament win. Can you talk about that, and how does that help this team maybe prepare for the SEC and the postseason as well?
Well, yeah, I didn't realize that until I think I got on the bus and either Skip Powers or Chad Haney had announced it. And that's a pretty neat accomplishment for this group, especially those seniors. They've won 3 straight SEC titles, and they just continue to do what is necessary. And a thing that we've said to them over and over, it doesn't happen by accident. They put in the work, and they come through in the clutch. And Danae Hayes gets the 2-run double in the bottom of the ninth to win the game. So it certainly doesn't happen by accident with those kids. And we got another one coming up this weekend.
Murph, first, before that tournament this weekend, on Tuesday you go to UAB, and UAB always plays you tough. They always come out and fight hard. Can you kind of talk about that matchup and going up there again?
Well, they're, I think they've been to regionals 3 straight years now.
Right.
And they came to us the first year, and they continued to do a great job as a program. I think the same thing that happened to them that it did to us was when they got their home field stadium, their program took off. And when they got that field, they took on a greater sense of ownership, and I think again they'll be in regionals. They have a really strong pitching staff. They have lefties, they have righties, they have drop ball, they have rise ball, they have curve ball. Just they come at you at a variety of different pitches. And they went out to Hawaii the opening weekend and beat Washington, which is a really good Pac-12 team. Played really well this weekend at a tournament at Kennesaw State. So I know I believe it's their home opener. So should be another big crowd, and they usually sell out when we come over.
If your home opener will be this weekend as you host the Easton Bama Bash presented by Drash. Can you kind of talk about that tournament? You've had the Bama Bash here for several years, and just talk about some of those teams in there you'll face.
Well, first is, it's a strange schedule for us because we played Northern Iowa and Drake at Northern Iowa. Iowa comes this weekend, and then Iowa State comes the following weekend. So we're going to hit all 4 Iowa Division I schools this year. Western Illinois, who's a very good program in Illinois, they're coming down. They've come down. I think their head coach actually was a player the last time their team played here, and that team went to regionals. So she's really looking forward to it. Great lady. And then the other team is Winthrop, and they're in and out of regionals about every other year as well. Has a really good coach, and it's a different look for all of us because Winthrop has been here, Western has been here, but Iowa's never come down, so we're looking forward to playing them.
I know you're excited about it being the home opening weekend, by having a good crowd out. You've had a great support throughout your years here, and I'm sure you're pretty excited to have that crowd back out.
Yeah, and I hope we can go into Friday 11-0. That'd be really nice. I've heard from a lot of people. I know there's a bunch of people from Western Illinois coming down to watch. I'm sure Iowa will bring a crowd. So I think if we could get a big crowd and show those other teams what it's like to play at Rhodes Stadium, it'd be really cool.
Well, come out and support the Tide this weekend for the Easton Bama Bash presented by Drash. But if you can't be here, all the games will be streamed live on Tide TV at RollTide.com if you're a subscriber. So all the fans of the other teams that's coming here and the Alabama fans, if you can't be here, you can catch it on Tide TV. Murphy, good luck this weekend. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks a lot, Christopher.
For head coach Patrick Murphy, I'm Chris Fringland, and that's it for this edition of the Crimson Tide Connection.